The Jackson State Tigers getting it done in hot Atlanta.
Oh, my God.
My alma mater showed up and showed out.
Oh, my God.
The Jackson State Tigers all over South Carolina State by a score of 37-7. To be quite honest with you, South Carolina State scored that touchdown in garbage time. That's right, garbage. Jackson State dominated this game. They dominated on the defensive line and the offensive line. Got to give a lot of credit to new head coach T.C. Taylor getting those guys prepared for a game of this magnitude. Everyone was looking at Jackson State University. Everybody was trying to see, will Jackson State University build on what they have done over the last 2 years, or will they crumble and fall? And what they did to South Carolina State is just a testament to what Jackson State is trying to build out there in Jackson, Mississippi. So congratulations to T.C. Taylor on coaching this team, getting those guys fired up, getting these guys excited about this game that was nationally televised. And, you know, I'm glad that this game took place on national television because, you know, you had a bunch of people out there that were waiting for the ball to drop. Everybody was waiting for the bottom to fall out and they can come to social media and talk about Jackson State and say all these things like, man, Deion Sanders ain't there no more. Y'all ain't got Deion Sanders. Prime time gone. Well, guess what? Jackson State still is out there wrecking shop.
Oh, my God.
And the offense looked outstanding. What was going to happen, right? Shadur Sanders got all these statistical records, right? Broke all these records at Jackson State. Oh, he never lost a SWAC game. In comes Jason Brown, right? I mean, it don't get no plainer than that. Jason Brown, like no exotic name, just Jason Brown. That's about as close as you can get to John Doe. But guess what Jason Brown did? 25 of 29, 356 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Got to give credit to Herb Mulligan. Woo! That ball was out there looking like Alvin Kamara, reincarnated, out there slicing and dicing through South Carolina State's defense. That was a very dominant performance, but that's a testament to what this offensive line is. Got to give credit what credit is due, man. And the way that Jackson State looked, they looked like a MEAC team. You know, MEAC is known for really good defense and smash mouth offense, running the football to set up the play action and down the field throws. And that is why Jason Brown was able to slice and dice the defense of South Carolina State. He wasn't out there trying to look for the bombs. He wasn't out there trying to look for the play that will put him on the ESPN top 10. He took what the defense gave him. And if Jackson State can replicate this every single week, they will find themselves in a Celebration Bowl once again. I mean, you got to give credit to the defense. That defensive line was dominant, right? I mean, South Carolina State, I got to give them some credit, man. I got to give them some credit too. You know, Howell, you know, he averaged about 3 yards a carry, but the carries that he had, I got to say, man, a lot of the runs that he had, that was on his own power. That was on his own will. There was a couple plays where he bounced to the outside, got a first down. You know, all these guys on South Carolina State's, you know, running in their running back room was pretty impressive. I got to give them that. But, you know, South Carolina State, they've been dealing with some issues, man. They've been on a little bit of a losing streak. So I got to say this, as impressive as that win was for Jackson State, I think we all will find out what Jackson State really is next week versus FAMU, because we know for the last couple of years, that game has been a deciding factor of who is going to come out the East. But I'm excited about what I'm seeing from Jackson State. I'm excited to see what the SWAC is going to look like. You know, a lot of teams, they're coming back. A lot of teams got receipts. A lot of teams that are trying to get a little bit better. So this is going to be a very interesting season. It's wide open. The pressure that was on T.C. Taylor to perform as a head coach, And not only did he perform, he showed out. So congratulations to TC Taylor and the Jackson State Tigers getting it done in hot Atlanta. But I got to mention this, right? Now, Sean P. Diddy Combs came out and said that he wanted to donate 1 million of them things.
Get your hand out of my pocket!
To Jackson State University. And that's great. That is going to really help the university. I'm excited about it. I'm pretty sure if you are a Jackson State alumni or a student, you're excited about it too, right? Should be a great moment. But now I'm going to say this. Deandra Sanders, beautiful lady, but let's just keep it a buck. Another Instagram type chick, you know what I'm saying, trying to make it on their looks. All the rest of her brothers and sisters, like, you know, they out here, you know, playing football, basketball, what have you. But Deandra Sanders, the daughter of Coach Prime Deion Sanders, took to her favorite thing to do, you know, type on Instagram, and she commented on a picture of P. Diddy giving $1 million check to Jackson State University, saying, and I quote, "Jackson State, are you still mad at my daddy?" LOL, laughing emojis, right? Now, you know what I don't understand? For some apparent reason, like the Sanders family, Deandra, she really honestly believes in her heart of hearts that Jackson State University was nothing without Deion Sanders. Really think that HBCUs as a whole were nothing without Deion Sanders. That just shows you the delusion that people actually have when it comes to HBCUs, because they are in their little world. I mean, she grew up, you know, man, pretty much a pampered princess. They grew up in a Frisco area out there in Texas, a really, you know, upscale area, you know, so they really didn't know that much about HBCUs. And that what really bothers me about some of these folks, right? They only want to use black folk to make themselves look like they down with the cause, but in reality, they weren't really around. If you don't know that much about HBCUs, then you just are delusional, because HBCUs have always, and I mean always, been hot. Now, a lot of people are just late to the party. They're just late. But the tailgates have always been hot. The football games have always been hot. If you ever been in the stands, you already know. If you're going up against Alabama State, or if you went to Southern or you went to Grambling, man, you are in the crowd going back and forth. You're seeing these people go back and forth in friendly banter, of course, but the passion and the love that people have for their HBCUs is well documented. Now, like I said, a lot of people are late to the party. People like Deandra Sanders who don't know really what the heck is she talking about. Nobody is checking for your daddy anymore. I mean, and honestly, why would Jackson State be mad at your daddy? Your daddy should be happy that Jackson State gave him an opportunity, because let's be real. How many universities, including the one that your daddy is at, is going to give you an opportunity to finish college, because the criteria to be a head coach is to have a college degree? Jackson State gave Deion Sanders opportunity to finish college, to get a degree, to give him an opportunity to be a head coach without even taking the proper steps to do so. Without Jackson State University, your daddy would not be at Colorado at all, because nobody was going to give him the opportunity. You think Colorado is going to give your daddy, or wait to give your daddy an opportunity, sight unseen, unproven, as a head coach? You think they're going to give him an opportunity? Hex to the no. So why would anybody from Jackson State or any HBCU be upset that Deion Sanders left? Guess what? The tailgates are still going to go on. Homecoming still going to be lit at HBCUs. And people still going to be repping their bands all up in the stands. So, Deandra, with all due respect, you don't know what you're talking about. And I can understand why, because you ain't about that life. You're not about that HBCU life. So stay in your lane, put that camera angle at the exact angle for that selfie when you're out there in Turk and Caicos or whatever the heck you at, and focus on your dad trying to knock off one of the best teams in the country. And the last time we seen them was in a national championship game. Now they got straight mollywopped, but they still were there. So good luck to your dad. And don't worry about us over here. We'll be just fine. But thank you all so much for checking out the State of the SWAC. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, youtube.com, search State of the SWAC. We're going to be talking about some of the top games that are going to be taking place this coming weekend. And I'm excited about it, man. This is going to be great. So keep it locked right here to State of the SWAC. Y'all already know, man. Till next time, it's rough in the SWAC.